Okay, so for the first time, I'm actually going through my rap 45s and actually putting them all into alphabetical order and just keeping them all in one place. Um, I just think it was time. I don't take my rap 45s out to spin very often, and when I do, most of them that I spin are like not so much of the old school ones. They're more modern, later releases for the most part. But like a lot of the stuff from the 80s and the 90s, I don't take that stuff out too much. So I'm not really worried about having them all in one place or having them separate from the ones I do spin regularly. Anyway, as I was going through them, I pulled out some others that I thought were, kind of rare, and I decided to make another video as far as showing you guys some of my rare rap 45s from my collection. Now, as I've said before, this might not be rare to everyone, but these are definitely rare to me for whatever reason. So I'm going to show you some of those, and we'll see how much I have to say about them. I don't know. They're kind of random too. So the first one of my favorite songs, this is Apache, Gangsta. I need a gangsta, a gangsta. I need a gangsta. You know what I'm saying? So I love this record. I love spinning this record. Great track. This was, I'm not exactly sure of the year, because I think this was released way later after it came out. Oh, no, 1992. Okay, so I'm right on point with that. 1992 this dropped. And I didn't know this was on 45 until many, many, many years later. I think I've only had this, I bought this within the last 3-4 years, definitely. Maybe within the last 4 or 5 years, actually. It's on the Collectibles label, slash Tommy Boy. Collectibles did a lot of jukebox 45s. In the collectors series, which it says over here, collector series did like a lot of old school records, because they did, they pressed up a lot of modern songs from all these different genres. But this one is pretty cool. I really I really like this song. It's definitely, I don't remember where I got this from, but wherever I got it from, it's the only one that I've ever seen. So I don't think there's a whole lot of them floating around out there. Next up, I want to show you Quasimodo. Now, when was the last time that you saw Quasimodo on 45? This one is Hitting Hooks. The B-side is a remix of Microphone Mathematics, Stone's Throw. I don't remember where I got this one from either. But speaking of Stone's Throw, do you guys remember, and this wasn't a part of that, but for a while Stone's Throw were putting out these fan club 45s. I'm not sure if they had an official fan club that they were, that's one of the things that they were given to people. I'm not exactly sure, but I just remember I was at the Beat Swap meet in LA, and this is when they were in Santa Ana, and Fat Beats were set up there that particular show, and they were selling off a lot of stuff. But they had these 2 boxes of 45s, and let me tell you, there was a ton of those Stone's Throw fan club 45s in these boxes, and they were selling them for 50 cents a piece. And I grabbed a ton of them. A lot of them I grabbed out there, which was pretty cool. But no, this Quas wasn't a part of the fan club stuff. And shockingly, a lot of that fan club stuff didn't really shoot up in value too much. At least the last time I checked. It's been some years. Maybe they have gone up in value since then, but I'm not exactly sure. Let's look at another pretty rare one. Sorry, I don't know where I got this one either, but this is none other than Big Daddy Kane, Ain't No Half Steppin'. This is a rare one. I'm not sure what these are going for nowadays, but yeah, you don't see these too often. I don't know. That might be $100. Might be a little bit more. I'm not sure. I didn't pay that for it. Not at all. Not by a long shot. I don't remember what I paid, but trust me, it probably was less than $5. 5, maybe $10. I'm not exactly sure. But that one, that's a collector. That's one that a whole lot of collectors out there want. And yeah, I'm fortunate to have this one. Now, this one, man. Public Enemy. This is definitely a UK pressing. Am I saying made in England? 1987. This is Bring the Noise with the pick sleeve. How do you love that? Isn't that just beautiful? I think I found this, if my memory serves me correct, I think I found this at People's Records, maybe within the last 5 years. And they gave me a real sweet deal on this. I don't remember exactly. It might have been $10-15 I paid on it. And I think they had 25 on it or something like that. 20, 25, something like that. If you're ever in Detroit, go check out People's Records. They got the illest 45's, and they always, cut you a nice deal if you get a nice healthy stack of them. They always hook it up. B-side got Sophisticated on it. You remember that from the first album? I hope I got that right. Yeah, I think this is definitely a People's Records purchase. I remember when Bring the Noise dropped, when it came out. When the first album dropped, it was all right. There were some songs that I really liked, like My Uzi Weighs a Ton, Terminator X Speaks with His Hands. Sophisticated was, one of my favorites. There was like 3 or 4 that I really, really liked on there. I think my Uzi Weighs a Ton was probably my favorite one on that first album. But it was like, I would say, and this is my personal opinion, and my recollection, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say that it was probably a 6, like a 5, 6, solid. Nothing bad about it, just yeah. But when Bring the Noise dropped, it dropped at the same time that Rebel Without a Pause dropped. And the reason why I say that is, in my area, which was Milwaukee, Wisconsin, they were playing Rebel Without a Pause and Bring the Noise on the radio at the same time. And both of those songs were humongous. They were humongous radio hits. They were just playing these songs over and over and over again. People loved them. It was like It Takes a Nation album it just sold itself just based off of those 2 singles. This one and Rebel Without a Pause. That's why that album, or one of the many reasons why that album, in my opinion, was so successful, is because, man, these were bombs. These was ill bombs, not only on the radio, but from what I'm told, they was burning up the nightclubs at the same time. Back when people used to actually dance to rap music. But yeah, fantastic memory. I remember around that same time. Parents Just Don't Understand was like a big hit. Rising to the Top, Dougie Fresh was super huge. There were some great memories back then, man. High school days. Ah, back on the list again, so quick. This is another Big Daddy Kane, Smooth Operator. Isn't that just a cool looking cover? Smooth Operator with a pick sleeve. I am loving this. What's the B-side on here? Warm It Up Kane is the B-side on this bad boy. There's the back. Anything Cold Chillin' on 45 from back in those days is just rare, and it costs for a lot of money, unless you're lucky enough just to find it somewhere randomly. But these are not cheap. I got lucky. I was buying this stuff a long time ago. I probably bought this at least 20 years ago, before people went nuts on the rap 45's. I was finding a lot of 45's for between 50 cents and $2. Tons. That's where most of my 45 purchases, they were mostly in that price range when I was buying them back in the day. So I got lucky, because now, they've shot up in so much, that kind of unaffordable. You know what I mean? Here's a cool one. Cool little backstory. This is off of the Saturn Records label, and this is Ice-T, The Coldest Rap. And the B-side is Cold Wind Madness. Now, actually, Cold Wind Madness is the A-side, and The Coldest Rap is the B-side. Now, let me see if they have this on here. I'm pretty sure that they do. No, it must be on the 12-inch. But believe it or not, nope, not on here at all. Believe it or not, these two songs were produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis back in their early production days. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it's absolutely true. I think on the 12-inch it actually has produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Saturn Records is a label owned by Kelvin Anderson of the world famous VIP Records. And Kelvin is still going strong to this day. I have shopped at a store many times over the years, and Kelvin has let me go through a lot of his back stock. And one day I'm just digging, and I found like 2 whole boxes of these 45's dead stock. So they were mint, never touched, and you can get like 145's per box. So you talking 200, 200 of these puppies. So I grabbed like a small stack, like 5 or 6. And yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? Ice-T, huge Ice-T fan. We might have to talk about Ice-T a little bit more on one of these upcoming videos. Okay, this one is a cool one. What's this label? Solid Gold 7s. This is Nas, and the name of this song is Understanding. It says Understanding 14 Karat Further Paid Remix. So, if I'm correct on this, he has a song called Understanding. But this is a remix of it, produced by 14K. But basically, there you go. Let me show you what that looks like. And basically, they sampled Dennis Edwards' Don't Look Any Further. So just imagine Nas rapping over that. It's a really cool song. Pulled it out. I bought this maybe right before COVID, sometime in there. And yeah, I like pulling this out because I know I'm the only one that got it around my parts. I could be wrong about that, but I've never seen anybody else with this record around here. So I got it online. I don't remember what site or whatever, but I think I just like saw it, and I'm not sure I even knew what it sounded like before I bought it. But I probably did because I don't too much just buy random stuff. Okay, so here we go. I showed you on one of the other videos. It's hard to pull this one out of the sleeve. I'll have to get a new sleeve for this. Okay, so I showed you this on one of the other videos. I showed you this Beastie Boy 45, and it was Lee Majors. Is that what it was called? Lee Majors? Something like that. But it was like, it came from, if you were lucky, you found it in the Check Your Head box set. Am I saying that right? Yeah, the Check Your Head box set, where they put some of those in, you know, in the actual box set. Anyway, go back and look at the other video, and it'll explain that a little bit better. Anyway, that Lee Majors Come Again song was the acapella. So that was remixed by DJ Organic, which is not listed on here. And no, am I saying this right? I'm saying this completely wrong. I'm thinking of B-Boys in the Cut. Okay, let me just start over again. When the Beastie Boys were recording their first album, they did a song called I'm Down. I'm Down had a Beatles sample that was not clear, so they were not able to put that on the actual album. But it still got, you know, it was floating around out there. Matter of fact, one of the places you can find it is this Original Ill bootleg CD, which is basically the original listing of their first album. And there's 2 songs on here that didn't make the actual album. One of them is I'm Down, and the other one is called Scenario. The rest of them you can find on the License to Ill. Anyway, that song, basically, I'm Down, never made it on the album. Not a very good song, in my opinion. It's like a, yeah, it's, I don't care for it too much. But it was bootlegged on his Soul Freaks label, BB for Beastie Boys. So that was the A side, and then B-Boys in the Cut was the record I thought I was talking about earlier. Anyway, that came in, was Lee Majors Come Alive, and then the B side was B-Boys in the Cut, which was a cappella, and it was on this record remixed by DJ Organic, which made the B side of this 45. Now, as the story goes, this record was actually pressed in Jamaica, and it was pressed along with some other 45's. And what happened was, the individual that pressed this record, who was in Jamaica, thought that, I guess, he was going to get them pressed and bring them back on the same trip. But that didn't happen. So anyway, he had to seek the services of a local there in Kingston to pick this stuff up, pick these records up when they were done at the pressing plant, and then ship them to the U.S. Well, there were 3 boxes, 3 different pressings of, or 3 different releases, this being one of them, 100 copies of each. So because the shipping was so incredibly expensive over there, the individual was only able to pay for 2 boxes to get here at first. So the 2 boxes came over, had the other 2 releases, and only 10 copies of this release right here. So for whatever reason, things didn't work out, and those other 90 copies never left Jamaica. What happened to them, who knows? But only 10 copies of this song made it over here. And out of those 10 copies, I have 2. And I know one other person that has a copy. No, is it 1 or 2? I think 2 people that has a copy. So there's 5 right there. So there's another 5 copies floating around in the world somewhere. Who knows? Who's to say? But unless somebody got their hands on those other 90, which I have not seen any evidence of that. Hopefully somebody did. But unless somebody got their hands on those, there was just those 10 copies. So there's an excellent chance that you don't own this. And an excellent chance that you don't know anybody that owns this. But that's how rare this record is. Right on. Let me end with another release from Cold Chillin' Records. This is the Mighty Mighty Molly Mall with Craig G, and this is the incredible Dropping Science on 45. Now, have you ever seen this on 45? This is super rare. Of all of the Cold Chillin' 45s out there, this is one of the rarest. Might be the rarest, but I'm not exactly sure. But this is a sweet cop right here. Once again, I don't remember where I found this. Probably at Eastside Records in Tempe, but I'm not sure. But I don't remember where I got this, and I don't remember how long ago I got this, but I know I've had this forever. Mint conditions, never been played. I know that I know I didn't pay a lot for it. I can almost guarantee you that I paid less than $2 for this. $2 or less for this release. That's a nice cop. Look this up. You might be shocked at how much it's going for. I haven't looked it up in a quite few many years, but I know it's not cheap. It's not cheap. So yeah, there you have it. There's 10 more super rare records from my personal collection. So please let me know, what do you think about these records? What do you think about some of these? Give me your input. How many of these have you seen? How many of these do you own? How many of these would you like to find? I know they're out there. How much? Who's to say? Therein lies the question. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself hanging out with me today. This is Daryl D. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to dig up another 10 to show you guys on the next video. We'll see. Until then, you guys be safe. Peace and love.